I'm Beryl, and today we are exploring Persian food. The stereotype of Persian food, it's that it's a lot of kebabs, but that's not right, is it?
No way.
No.
Oh no.
Of course not.
So lucky for us, my subscribers offered to help us order off of a Persian menu a little bit more like a pro.
Salam, Beryl. My name is Layla. I was born and raised in Orange County, but my grandma came from Tehran to the USA in the late 1960s.
Hi, my name's Nick. My father's family is from Shiraz in Iran. I live in New York City, but I grew up with the culture around me my whole life.
Hi, my name is Setareh. I'm originally from Tehran, Iran, and my family is from a province in the north called Gilan.
Hi Beryl, my name is Parvaneh. I'm originally from Shiraz, Iran, but I currently live in the United States. My mother's originally from the south and my father's from the north, and there's such a vast difference in the foods that you'll find.
From the appetizers, I picked Kashk-Bademjan.
Bademjan means eggplant, and kashk is whey.
Which is kind of like a Persian sour cream.
This is a yogurt and grilled eggplant dip.
Made with fried eggplants, onion, garlic, dried mint, and kashk.
Dip your bread in it, and it's really, really good.
I think when most people go to get Persian food and they order a dip for the table, they order hummus or baba ganoush, but they're missing out.
I remember that you do really like eggplant, so I think you'll enjoy this.
This is an eggplant dish that I have never heard of, and I have done 2 eggplant episodes, so it's always exciting to learn about a brand new dish. Okay. I'm definitely very interested to try the kashk, which is a flavor that I have never had before. That is so delicious. It's very soft. I can really taste the mint, and the kashk is giving it this slightly sour flavor that's also very rich. You know how eggplant can kind of feel a little bit meaty sometimes? In this instance, it's silky. This is so beautiful, and it definitely does not taste like baba ganoush. It doesn't taste like any other eggplant dish that I've ever had. I like the idea that instead of ordering hummus, we should be trying a different dip to start with, and this is a beautiful one to try.
So from the soups, I've chosen for you Reshteh.
Literally, it means noodle soup.
Reshteh is the vegetarian kind of ash that we have. That's probably the most popular. So it's usually a stew of red kidney beans, chickpeas, lentils, a lot of herbs. So cilantro, parsley, mint, dill. This stew is boiling and simmering a long time to let these flavors create a nice vegetable stock that becomes nice and creamy and hearty. It has a very strong flavor for being just basically vegetable based.
Also, a lot of my non-Iranian friends, international friends here in Munich, they sometimes ask me to make it and have them over.
I always love when I get a soup recommendation because I love soup, but I never order soup. Unless it's matzo ball soup and I'm sick, and that is not the same. I like that it's a noodle soup. It's very, very herby. I would say, like, as far as the soup goes, it's a soup stew hybrid because there's not much broth. Whoa. I'm only 2 dishes in, and I am having my whole world turned upside down because I've never had flavors like this before. There is a sweetness in here, and I wonder if that's coming from the caramelized onions in it. The kidney beans give that nice creaminess, and it's very, very herbaceous, and there's that sourness because of all the herbs. This dish has a really amazing combination of textures and flavors. It's sweet, and it's sour, and it's soft, and there's noodles have a little bit of spring to them. It feels like this isn't something that you could share at a table, but if you're somebody who loves a good soup, this is totally worth ordering. I'm sold.
From the side dishes, I chose Zereshk Polo. Zereshk means Barberry, Polo means rice. So this is Barberry rice, or sometimes we call it sour rice. Barberries are a sour berry, a little bit like a cranberry, but not really. The sour berries mixed into the rice really cut through that butteriness because Persian rice a lot of the times is made with a lot of butter, so it can be really rich. I like the balance of this dish, And I think that's something Persian dishes do really well, is strike a balance between sweet and savory.
If this is not the most beautiful color ever, I don't want to hear it. I also put it in a green bowl so that it would really pop. I feel like it's got that zing to it. I made albulu polo in my cherry episode, which is a cherry rice, and this one is just as pretty. The barberries are so nice. To describe the flavor of them, I would say that they're kind of like a cranberry, but because they're so much smaller, there's a little bit more sweetness to it than I think cranberries have. Although I don't know if that has to do with its size. It just feels a little sweeter than a cranberry. There's a lot of saffron in this. I have a love-hate relationship with saffron. I really do like the flavor sometimes. It's not a love-hate relationship with saffron. The better term is a love, sometimes I think it's a little too strong relationship with saffron. The flavor of saffron is beautiful, and I have so much respect for how it is all harvested by hand. It's truly incredible. But sometimes the flavor is so powerful from such a little tiny thing that I can't always taste everything else in a dish. In this case, it's not like that. It's actually really well balanced. I just love the color that it's lending. And this will go well with any type of dish. Speaking of any type of dish, what's the next dish?
The thing that I think you should try if you've never tried Persian food is Khoresh Fesenjan. It's usually chicken, and it is stewed in a pomegranate molasses and walnut puree, and it is so delicious.
That sauce is really sweet, but kind of savory.
There is something particularly interesting about Khoresh Fesenjan, and it's the fact that the more south you go, the sweeter it gets. So in the north, people normally harvest pomegranates when they are not fully ripened, and that's why the dish in the north is considered sour. But in the south, they use fully ripened pomegranates to make the syrup, and in the end, they end up with a sweeter version of the dish.
It definitely is one of my comfort foods. When I eat it, I feel like I'm with my family.
A walnut sauce, huh? I don't love walnuts. And I think that this is gonna be really interesting for me to try because it's good to challenge yourself. Just because you don't like something in one form, raw walnuts, doesn't mean you're not gonna like it in another form. In my last delivery episode where I did Georgian food, there were walnuts in something and I really liked it. So I am open-minded. I'm also gonna do a change my mind about walnuts episode, so we'll see what you guys give me to change my mind. Let's get some chicken here. This one changed my mind. This one is definitely a sweet one. The pomegranate molasses really comes through and brightens everything. I would definitely not say it's sour. I don't taste walnuts. I taste a little bit of grittiness, so there's no doubt in my mind that there's a nut in my mouth, but the sweetness of the pomegranate molasses is really the flavor that I'm tasting. The chicken is so tender. I can cut it with a spoon. Nobody come at me for my spoon. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys why I use the spoon really quickly. It's a texture thing in my mouth. I don't love metal, and this feels a lot nicer, so let me live my life. You don't have to eat with a wooden spoon. This is definitely something that everybody should be ordering. Even if you don't like walnuts, this is special. It tastes really different. Everything so far has been really beautiful. Totally unexpected for me. I'm realizing how little I know about Persian food. Turns out nothing.
I would say that you should try the Ghourmeh Sabzi.
Khoresh means stew, Sabzi means herbs and greens, and this is very much a very green, herby stew.
It should be, in my opinion, very sour. They put bitter lemons in it.
Chunks of meat, usually lamb or beef. Household to household, you'll get different like herbs mixed in. It also depends on what's available.
To me, it's kind of like the most emblematic of Persian food is Ghourmeh Sabzi.
A dish made entirely of herbs. This was not submitted to me when I did my herb episode, which if you missed it, it's really, I don't have an herb pun. It's a big dill, because I said it. Okay, what are herbs? Cilantro, dill. It's a dilly cool episode. It was a terrible pun. All right, let's do this. I love the fermented lemon on top. I made an Egyptian style fermented lemon in my lemon episode. Oh, whoa, that is so soft. Oh my God, I was about to squirt everywhere. The thing I like about fermented lemons like this is that you can eat the skin and it's so good. I think a fermented lemon is something that everybody should always have in their fridge. Okay, let's get this stew going in here. That is herby. It's the medley of all these different herbs coming together that gives you this nice sour taste. I think that what I'm loving most about all these dishes is that undertone of sourness. It's one of my favorite flavors when you think about sweet, sour, bitter. I was gonna say chocolate, not a flavor. Sour, sweet, salty, bitter, spicy, umami. I'm curious what your favorite flavor in that realm is. I am biased in sour being the best and great. I don't know what kind of meat this is. Oh my God, it's so soft. I think it kind of tastes like pot roast, so maybe this is a beef? Oh my God. When meat is slow cooked, it is one of the more beautiful things to chew on because it is so tender. Like the walnut and pomegranate sauce on the chicken, the contrast of flavors is so well done. It is balanced in the most perfect way. If you are a meat eater, I think you would love this. All of these dishes that have been recommended to me so far, I would do this exact same order again. I want to take my friends out for this exact same order, in fact, because I think universally people would like this. Okay, I have a kebab. Even though, we said it's more than kebabs, we have to try a kebab.
From the main dishes, I chose Jujeh kebab. Jujeh is a young chicken, and this kebab is marinated in saffron, which gives it that bright yellow color. Because this is a young chicken, it's super juicy and super tender, and that saffron flavor just adds that Persian taste. My favorite way to eat this is by getting bread and the grilled tomato, that it always comes with grilled tomato, and you have to make yourself a bite with like the bread and the chicken and the tomato and get a little bit of everything.
This looks really beautiful. The chicken has really good char on it. Have I ever had a Cornish game hen? I have no idea. I feel like probably not, but there's a world where I probably have. They're just little chickens. That is really well flavored. It's very lemony. I'm gonna eat it with some bread and some of this tomato. Look at that tomato. Yoink, yoink. Okay, tomato, little piece of chicken. It's nice. I love grilled vegetables. I always think they're so good. I think the chicken tastes kind of like chicken. I wouldn't necessarily know that this is a different type of chicken, but I like that the pieces are small, and I feel like it's a lot more tender because of that. I also do like the char on this. I think a charred kebab is really, really nice. At the end of the day though, it's a chicken kebab. So if you've had a chicken kebab, I would say this is on par with other ones that you've had.
Finally, some Bastani, which is just the word for ice cream, but Persian ice cream is rose, pistachio, cardamom flavored, and there are big chunks of frozen cream inside.
I love the kind of soft flavor of the saffron with the vanilla ice cream. It's a unique flavor and I think you'll like it.
Even one bite of it at the end of your meal will really just bring the whole meal together.
Quite the color. I mean, it is so beautiful. This is gonna be saffrony. I mean, there's no way that it won't be. Oh, it's got a very sticky texture. I feel like I'm gonna bite into this and then I'm gonna regret it. Oh. That is very saffrony. I would say that for me, it's pushing my saffron level a little bit to the extreme. The pistachio I really like, and the rose, I definitely taste rose in here. The consistency of the ice cream is glorious. It is the creamiest ice cream I think I've ever had. You know there's a lot of fat going on in this one. It is no tasty delight. So Layla likes saffron, so I'm gonna have her come in. Here, bend in so you're in the shot.
I do like saffron in desserts, so I'm excited about this. Yeah, I really like it.
Is it very saffrony?
It is very saffrony, but if you like saffron, it's really nice.
You heard it here, folks.
Take one more bite.
I feel like that's one of the beautiful things about food. Like, just because one person doesn't necessarily love it does not mean it's not good. Although I would say, trust me, that all of this is good. I'm going to leave a link to the restaurant in New York City that I ordered this from, as well as everything I tried and everything else that everybody recommended. Until next week, I am leaving you with 2 other episodes in our delivery series so that you can learn more about foods from around the world.